Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're getting a good start off to your week. I want to highlight a couple of things from the Academy Awards last night regarding DC. First of all, I want to play a clip of Dwayne Johnson being asked questions, being questioned about Black Adam, bringing back Henry Cavill as Superman. And so I want to go ahead and take a look at his response. I think he handled it pretty well. And at first, to me, it kind of looked like he was, as he realized what the question was going to be, it seemed like he was getting a little bit nervous, but he probably expected to get these questions on the red carpet. Anyway, let's go ahead and hear what he had to say.
Henry Cavill, you brought him back, but now they're saying he's not playing Superman. What do you say to that?
All that I could do and that we could do when we're making Black Adam was to put our best foot forward, surround ourselves with the best people, and then also deliver the best movie we could. Our audience score was in the 90s. Critics, took a couple of shots. That's just the business of it, though. But I think it's almost like when you have a pro football team and your quarterback wins championships, the head coach wins championships, and you have a new owner. And the new owner comes in, says, not my coach, not my quarterback. I'm going to go with somebody new.
So that was his response. I think he handled it well. I think he was professional about it. He was able to express his thoughts without making it seem like it was, he didn't play the victim. He didn't take any shots at the new leadership, but he was honest at the same time. And, it seems like he's just kind of trying to, it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill for us to swallow as fans. And he and Danny Garcia and, $7, they fought for several years to bring back Henry Cavill as Superman in the DC universe. So it kind of confuses me when people, ever since we found out Henry Cavill's not going to be Superman after all, even though he thought he was going to be, it kind of confuses me when I see people blame Dwayne Johnson for it. If it weren't for him fighting for all those years to bring him back, we wouldn't have seen him at all. Zack Snyder's Justice League would have been the last time that we saw him. And Justice League would have been the last time we saw him in theaters, since Snyder Cut didn't get a theatrical run. So at least we got to see him suited up on screen in theaters. Very short period of time at the end of Black Adam, but still cheerworthy. I was excited. I was emotional. He was very much the Superman that that he and Zack planned for him to be and started him out to be and made that progression through Zack Snyder's Justice League, that confident Superman. So personally, I'm thankful that Dwayne Johnson did not give up on that fight. And the studio obviously gave Dwayne Johnson, Danny Garcia, Henry Cavill, the whole $7 team obviously, gave them the impression that there was a future for Black Adam and Superman team up, for a few more movies down the line. Dwayne Johnson seemed very confident that was going to happen. He said he could picture the next 2 or 3 movies in his mind. There definitely was going to be a matchup. Shazam probably would have came into the picture at some point, obviously, because Black Adam is not a Superman villain. He's a Shazam villain. But who wouldn't want to see Black Adam and Superman? Fans wanted that for years. And we know that Dwayne Johnson wanted that for years. And he fought to make it happen, even down to the last, weeks before release of Black Adam. He fought for that. Old leadership, new leadership, and when they pushed the release date back yet again for Black Adam, they were like, okay, it's only a couple extra months, but we're still going to try. We have a couple extra months. We have a new leadership now. He went above Walter Hamada, who he knew was leaving, to get that. So I don't blame Dwayne Johnson at all. How is it his fault that the studio did a bait and switch on them? That's not his fault. You can say a little bit of it might have been, Danny Garcia. She didn't get anything in writing. She didn't actually get them to sign a contract for Henry Cavill, which she should have done that, probably. I'm not in the business. I can't say that, but it clearly would have been in their best interest to do that, because then the studio wouldn't have been able to say, oh, never mind, we're not going to use you in this year. Never mind. We had you make an announcement, but forget it. Never mind. Right? So, and even for Dwayne Johnson, aside from the whole Superman thing, it took him like 15 years to get Black Adam made. And then when he finally did get it, he had, like I said, had the impression from the studio that there was going to be a future for him in the DC universe, and now there's not. We don't know if we'll see Black Adam later on as a character in the DC universe, but that whole thing, you know, that's not happening right now. So I think, you know, I respect his response, and I appreciate that he didn't give up on that fight to bring back our Superman. And he loves Henry Cavill Superman. He's one of us, the fans. He loves Henry Cavill Superman as much as we do. He has wanted to come back for years, just like us. He said countless times in all of the press interviews and appearances that he made during the Black Adam press tour. He said countless times that the studio was never listening to the fans. And he was trying to do that, even though he wasn't in a position of leadership. He really fought to make that happen because he wanted it to at least seem like someone was listening to the fans all these years. So I, for one, appreciate that. And I know some people think like, oh, he was just using it as a, you know, a ploy to promote Black Adam. But he's Dwayne Johnson. I don't think he needs someone. He doesn't need that to promote Black Adam. It's Dwayne Johnson. He's a big enough name on his own. And I'm not saying that's not in disrespect to Henry Cavill. I absolutely am a huge fan of Henry Cavill, clearly. But Dwayne Johnson doesn't need to, you know, piggyback off of another actor or character to promote a movie of his. He doesn't need to do that. He's like one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood. He's a name. He doesn't need to do that. He has no reason to do that. I think he's going to fight for 6 years to bring back Henry Cavill just to promote Black Adam. No. They weren't even going to let him do that, the old leadership. So, no, that doesn't make any sense. And then also another thing that happened at the Oscars that I want to highlight, which was actually pretty cool, was a snippet or a quick little clip of Zack Snyder's Justice League was featured in a kind of a reel that Warner Brothers played at the Oscars, celebrating 100 years of storytelling. So I'm just going to I'm not going to show the whole thing. It's about a minute and a half. There are some other DC movies that they included in the video as well. I want to skip through so we can see the clip of Zack Snyder's Justice League that they used. Here it is. Okay. All right. So there it is. And then they cut back. So they kind of flip-flop between the little girl that we see when Wonder Woman is saving the kids from the terrorist attack in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Then they quickly show another shot of her from her first movie. And then they go back to when we see Wonder Woman tell her, the little girl, that you can be whatever you want to be. Thought it was cool that they included something from Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like I said, there were some other DC movies, of course, that they included because it is a huge IP for them. And it wasn't just for DC. It was a whole, a whole thing for just Warner Brothers Studios in general, celebrating 100 years of filmmaking. So I thought that was really cool that they did that. It would have been cool to see, a team shot, one of the, of the whole league together. That would have been pretty awesome. But nonetheless, just seeing that they recognized Zack Snyder's Justice League in that, they could have put something from the theatrical cut of Justice League instead, but they didn't. They put a shot from Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is awesome. So this marks like the second consecutive year that there was at least some kind of recognition of Zack Snyder's Justice League at the Oscars. Last year, we cannot ever forget that the Oscars Cheer Moment Award went to At the Speed of Force from Zack Snyder's Justice League. So that was, a huge moment, of course. This wasn't like pinpointing Zack Snyder's Justice League specifically like last year's, cheer moment was, Oscars cheer moment. But they could have very well left that out. They didn't have to include that. Or like I said, they could have put something from, 2017 Justice League instead. So had to highlight that, of course. It's a big moment. Anytime it is recognized on a massive scale like that, I think it's important. So definitely have to bring that out and share it on the channel. But just wanted to go ahead and share those things from last night. And of course, there was a lot of other big moments, you know, but just wanted to kind of talk about those things that were DC related. So thank you guys for watching. Check out any videos you might have missed recently, including the shorts section. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.